Let's talk government shutdown. I know it's not a super popular topic right now. However, it is really starting to affect some of the loans, especially for people that work for the government that maybe they are still working, but they're not getting paid, or maybe they're not even working and they're not getting paid, they're furloughed. And there are different loan program guides for those. But do know that if your borrower works for the federal government or a part of the federal government and their pay is being affected by it, then that is going to affect your borrower's qualifications. Some loans have a workaround with some reserves, but some loans do not. Also, a thing that is being affected by the government shutdown is USDA loans. USDA requires a certificate that comes directly from USDA. And if you did not have that prior to the government shutdown, those certificates are not being granted, and you cannot close a USDA loan without that certificate. Another thing that's starting to come up now is that FHA case numbers, which are required for FHA loans to close, are now being affected or slowed down. So just know that you must have an FHA case number in order to close an FHA loan. So this could also impact our borrowers that are going FHA now that we've had a prolonged government shutdown. If it was just a week or two, that shouldn't matter because we would have had those case numbers ordered or we could order it prior to close. Now we're looking at this longer spread, so that could cause some issues. Another thing that is affected by the government shutdown are some of the government things that we need documentation wise. So there's something called an SS-89, which is a Social Security number verification. And if we have to have that SS-89 prior to close, or some verification that we have to do, this is something that's called out by the automated underwriting, then that could affect your closing. So there are things outside of just the standard that can affect your ability to close with this US government shutdown. With that being said, the most important thing you can tell your borrower if they are either a government employee or if they are looking at a government type loan is to make sure and get with their lender and ask, do I have any pieces of my loan that are going to be affected by this government shutdown? Your underwriter should be able to tell you. So go talk to that underwriter as quickly as possible and make sure that your approval is not affected by the government shutdown. All right, now remember, will also have a script in the Recharging with Champions website because it's so time sensitive. I will put that script in there on Friday. So be looking for the script that will come out on Friday on Halloween, and you can use the script on your own social media so that you can make sure that your people are knowledgeable as we go through this government shutdown.